Let's go for it!
I like the dark stuff. Give me the dark stuff. I like the dark stuff. Give me the dark stuff.
Hey everybody, it's me, your buddy Dave. I'm back with a quick one for the dark stuff. This isn't really a full video, it's just I wanted to check in with everybody to ensure you all that I have not quit the channel's still active, still in the vinyl community. I just haven't had a lot of time to do a full video, but the news came out that the Replacements are putting out a box set in September, at the end of September, and I always do an important video when something new-ish from the Replacements comes out. So I'm going to do a big video going over and reviewing and analyzing the box set. So the band announced through social media that they are putting out a box set called Dead Man's Pop. It's going to be released on Rhino Records on September 27th. And they are putting out pre-orders right now. If you pre-order it through Amazon or one of these other kind of sites, you can't get the full deluxe version. There's a bonus thing that you can get only from ordering it directly through Rhino. So that's rhino.com. And that means you get the 4 CD, 1 LP, plus a cassette. And the cassette features highlights from the box set plus 2 exclusive songs on there that you can't get anywhere else. So that's a positive. So even though it's a little more expensive to order it from Rhino, it's the only place, as far as I know, that you can get the cassette. Now, what's on this collection? Well, it's actually sort of a retelling of their album Don't Tell a Soul. Don't Tell a Soul was their 1989 album. It was their most commercially successful, but also their most divisive in terms of audience support. The big debate for me was always, is it a great album with a couple of bad songs, or is it a bad album with a couple of great songs? And I don't think that debate has ever really been settled for a lot of people. But in this case, what was the real problem in a lot of cases was the mix of the album, because it was very mixed, real glossy and radio friendly and stuff. This features the thing they're calling it "Don't Tell a Soul Redux," okay, which was the original mix done by the producer Matt Wallace. Then it was later remixed by Chris Lord-Alge, and that gave it the polish that everyone seemed to hate. The second disc is from some other sessions around that time, including sessions with Tom Waits and their original producer who was working on Don't Tell a Soul before they got rid of the guy and they went with Matt Wallace. All this stuff is now coming to light. So you got 2 discs of stuff you've never heard before. You've heard songs, but these are very different versions. And then, if you remember about 2 years ago on Dark Stuff number 158, when I was reviewing the Replacements live album from 1986, I told you that I think the next thing that will come out is going to be a full-length version of Incarcerated. Now, Incarcerated was a promo EP that the band released in 1989. Was never commercially released, just went to radio, retail, etc. And it was from a June 2nd, 1989 concert at the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. Okay, so it's an entire 2-disc set. I knew you don't bring out a mobile studio to record a band and then only record 5 songs. Obviously, they had the whole thing. So now that's the 4 discs. The vinyl is then that version of Matt Wallace, Don't Tell a Soul Redux is on 180 gram vinyl, and then of course the cassette. And so that's what you get. They've released 1 song from it so far. They've released the Matt Wallace version of Talent Show, which is the opening track on the record, and it is noticeably different. Also, of course, a booklet and, a 12 by 12 hardcover booklet, lots of photos, lots of writing, including Bob Mayer, who wrote the Trouble Boys book and wrote the liner notes to the live album. So anyways, I just wanted to point out that is coming out. I would say go ahead and pre-order it if you can, because obviously I'm not going to get it in advance, so I won't have the video ready on September 27th, but shortly thereafter, I'm going to make it a point when I get it to just marathon listen to it, try to absorb as much as I can so that I can make a full-length video going through it, because I'm really excited about this collection. So that's all I wanted to do real quick, was just touch base on that and let you know that that is coming. You might not hear from me before then. I have been seeing some shows. I caught Liz Fair recently at a festival over in Iowa, and she was really good. Actually, I saw her back in the early 90s, and she was not a very good live performer. She's gotten much more comfortable on stage. That was very enjoyable. Saw a couple other acts there too. And then real quick, if you're a fan of the Mommy Heads, and most of you probably aren't because most people haven't heard them, I talk about them a little bit on the show here. They're reissuing their 1994 album Bingham's Hole. It's a 25th anniversary re-release that's been remixed and remastered. If you've been thinking about giving this band a chance, this is maybe where you want to try. I've listened to it over and over. It does sound a tremendous amount better. And so I think it's a really worthwhile thing. It's rare that a band that obscure would reissue an album 25 years later, but just be glad that it is out there, because it's really quality songwriting, some of the band's best material. It was kind of a transitional period for them, going from their quirky kind of weird indie pop days into their more mainstream kind of produced by Don Was era, which came after that. This was a good transitional period for them. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. You will hear from me again when this replacements thing is ready to go. Thanks a lot, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.